Oh. Hey Warriors, welcome back to Super Coops WoW. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what I did this past week and why I did not post any YouTube videos this past week. So this past week I was at something called RA Camp. RA stands for World Ambassador. Now they have Girls in Action, which is GA, and RA. So we combine GA and RA in one camp together. Basically in RA Camp, you have boys that are from I think 3rd grade to about 7th grade. So from the ages of 6 or 7, 6, from the ages of 6 to the ages of 12, you can be in RA Camp. Once you become 13, from 13 through 16, you have to do something called Wilderness Camp. Now, Wilderness Camp is where you go in there. It's part of Altafrio, but it's about 10 minutes down from the main camp area. You go, and it's like a big open field, and you get your tent, you set up your tent, you camp in your tent. It's just you, one person per tent. You set up your tent, camp in your tent, and you cook your own food, you make your own dishes, which I'll get into later in the video. But you basically it's like surviving in the wilderness for 1 week. So today's video, I'm just gonna talk about some spiritual applications I did during this week and some just the fun things and what I did each day throughout the camp. I want to share this with you guys because I want to share what's going on in my life, and this is kind of like vlogs, okay? So first, we're gonna start off. So we get there, we are handed a rope. Let me get this rope untied so I can show you guys. We were handed a rope. This is a very long rope used for tying knots. I'm gonna show you guys all the knots I learned and the spiritual applications I have for those rope knots. Now, some of these knots I don't have spiritual applications for because I couldn't come up with one. But first off, we're going to start with the overhand knot. So the overhand knot, you grab a rope like this, and you just basically tie an overhand knot like tying your shoes. Now this overhand knot is called a stopper knot. It stops from the bolt getting through. This shows that Jesus is my stopper. He stops me from getting to temptations or bad things. Now we also have another stopper knot called the figure 8 knot. So basically you tie this like so. And this is a bigger stopper knot, so you make like a little figure 8. This shows that Jesus is my stopper for bigger things, like bigger temptations, like going to bad parties, going to bad things, doing bad drugs, saying bad language. Now next we have something called a square knot. So a square knot is basically like this. We're gonna take the ropes like this, tie it like this, and then like this, and then like this. So now you have this little knot like this. Basically what you can do is you have 2 ropes, so 2 of these, and you could tie each end of the rope together using this knot. This shows that 2 identical Christians can bond together, because in the Bible it says you're supposed not to be unequally yoked, which means if you're a Christian, you can't marry a woman that's not Christian, or if you're a woman and you're a Christian, you can't marry a man that's not Christian. You're supposed to be Christian and Christian. If you're not Christian and Christian, you need to get there before you marry and get together. Now next we have something called the thieves knot. So basically what you do, it's like the square knot, but a little bit different. So basically you got this, go in like this, go in like this, go all the way around the loop, and then back under again. And you pull it together like that. And this looks a little bit different than the actual square knot. Well, this one right here, compared to the square knot, this one, it pulls out. So you can pull it out. This shows, this is the one thing I don't have a spiritual application for. If you have one, make sure you comment down below, guys. Just go to the bottom of the page. And remember, the first person that gets comment, and it's appropriate comment. If it's not, I'll delete it. But if it's appropriate comment, the first person to comment, I will pin them, I'll give them a heart, and if I can, I will reply. So, it's a race. Who can get there first? But if you have a spiritual application for the thieves knot, make sure you leave it down below. Next knot we have is called something called a sheet pin. So basically, you grab it like this, you make a little loop, take your rope, go in, under, out and around, pull it together like this. Now that makes this little kind of like little thing right here, and you could slide this up or down. This is also another one I don't have a spiritual application for. If you have one below, make sure you comment down below. So basically, it's like this. Now there's something called similar, but this one is this one I really have a spiritual application for. So this one, basically what you do is you grab it like this. So there's a little story behind this knot. So I'm gonna see if I can move the camera back a little bit. Okay. So sit back. Basically what you do is you're gonna create a loop. And this little loop is a rabbit hole. Rabbit hole right here. This long thing is your tree. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the bunny, which is the other end of the rope. You're gonna stick them. Oh, let's see. Alright. You're gonna stick them out of the rabbit hole. Oh, look, I'm out of the rabbit hole. You're going to stick him out of the rabbit hole. He's going to run around the tree. He's going to go back into the hole. You're going to grab his head and his tail in the tree and pull it together. Now this creates a rescue knot. So basically, this cannot come undone unless you physically untie it. So this thing is used as a rescue knot. So if someone's drowning in the water, you use this kind of knot in order to catch them and pull them out of the water, because this knot can come through. This shows that Jesus is my rescuer. Is there any other knots? I don't think there's any other knots. Let me double check real quick. That's all the knots we have. Let's hop into the spiritual application. So we got this little gospel track thing. It's this. So it's like a little rope. First you get like a little rope. You burn the ends so the ends don't come off. And then you tie little knots. You tie little stopper knots at the ends. But before you do that, you put these little bolts on, these little nuts. And then you tie the stopper nuts so the nuts can't come off. So basically we got God and we got man. Now man and God are in fellowship. And so one day, man sinned, which is known as the fall in the Bible, which is found in Genesis. So man sinned, therefore separating God from man. Now man over here. Now man cannot reach God, but God can reach man as long as man is ready to repent and believe in God. Now let's hop on over to what we did each day throughout camp. So basically each day, so we got there Monday, and what happened on Monday was we got there, we had lunch, and about an hour and a half later, after everybody showed up, we got our tents, we went out to like a little camp area, we set up camp, and we built our tents and all kinds, set up our tents, we got our stuff ready, and then Monday was kind of like the orientation day, just getting everything ready. Tuesday morning, we woke up, and so we have something called rotations, so he put us in groups, so there was 3 of us that were there last year, so he put those 3 in groups, and then there was 2 new people that came, so they put us in, so we had a total of 5 people, and there was like 4 different groups. So one group did the dishes, which is where the cooks, so we had the kitchen crew, which did the cooking and the preparation of food and making the food, along with Mr. Sam, who helped in the kitchen just to make sure everybody's doing everything right. Then you have the cleanup crew, which does the kitchen dishes, the cooks, like they know when you cook dishes, you make dishes that are dirty, you give them to the kitchen crew, they clean up the dishes. They're also in charge of making lemonade and getting the water, make sure water is good in the camp. They also have that boiling water in order to sanitize. So we don't have sinks out there, but we have something called, we use boiling water, which is where you pour that onto your plate and your spoon, and basically, or your fork, whatever silver you need, and you slosh it all around a little bit, and the boiling water helps sanitize the plate and the fork and the spoon or knife, whatever utensils you use, or cup or whatnot, or bowl. And then you have something called the fire pit crew, which is where they gather wood, chop wood. They build a little teepee, which is where you get like little sticks and you stack them up. And in the middle, the little teepee, so you wear like a tic-tac-toe board. Middle, you have something called a little ember. You have like a little what do you call it? It's like a little grass and it's got little sticks, like a little bird. It's called a bird's nest. And you stick that in the middle, then you build a teepee of sticks all around it, light the little bird's nest on fire, and it creates this fire. So they were in charge of getting all the firewood, make sure the fire's all set. Then you have the devotion crew, which is where they, so each day we had a Bible study we had to do, which we did in the evening, and in the morning we had a devotion from a devotion book called Open Windows. Now, Tuesday when we woke up, I was part of the kitchen crew, so I did the kitchen. I did all the cleaning. I cooked all the food along with my other 4 people. And then Thursday, which is where our team cleaned. Wednesday we did the devotion. Thursday we did the fire pit. No, we didn't. We did fire pit. I'm getting confused. Okay, so we cooked Tuesday morning. We cooked breakfast tacos Tuesday morning. And then what we did Tuesday, basically we got everything ready. But Monday night, there was a really bad storm. If you lived in San Antonio, you would know that the storm hit San Antonio. They came after us. So basically, here's a little funny story. So because every night we have to go to Tabernacle, which is where we have Bible study, we have worship team, we have skits and stuff like that before we go back to our camp. So we went there every evening about 7:30. And when we got there, we got out about 9 o'clock. We saw a storm out in the distance because there was a guy who was talking about Civil War. He shot a gun out, blah, blah. So then out in the distance, we were looking, like, I was standing here, and you could see out in the distance that there was, like, lightning and stuff. And then I asked Mr. Sam, he looked on his phone because they have a phone. They looked at radar and saw the storm going away from us. Well, that night when we went to sleep, I woke up about 2:55 in the morning, and when I woke up, there was really bad storm. It was lightning and thundering and really bad wind and really bad rain, and I kept going on and off. You know, like you have that restless sleep where it's just like where you roll around. You gotta like you couldn't go back to sleep, so I didn't really go back to sleep till about 4 in the morning. I had to get up at 5:30, so it's a really bad night to sleep. And we woke up. Most people's tents and stuff like that were damaged, and not really damaged, but they were flooded. Like one person's tent completely got the whole rain fly flew off and everything, and their whole tent got all flooded and everything. It was really bad. But then Tuesday, everything kind of dried up, and then Wednesday morning we had a special guest. Basically, we did as the fisherman, Mr. Hadley. He came to our campsite, and we went out to the river, which is where we swim and stuff like that. So he came out, and we fished with him that morning, and about 8:30ish, it started raining, so we went back to camp, and we fixed. They have something called campers use these little kind of stoves, like portable stoves. You have a little gas tank, you plug it in, get a lighter, light it, and it's a little portable little stove. It's really useful for when you camp. We used that. We made homemade oatmeal. Then Wednesday, we kind of hanged out at camp because it rained a little bit. So basically, Wednesday and Thursday morning it rained, and at about the afternoon, like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, it cleared up for the rest of the day. Thursday morning, we had another special guest. He came and talked to us, which is Mr. Massey. Mr. Massey. He came and talked to us, and so he came, and we had pancakes and bacon. Now that day where we did Tuesday, we had ropes course, which is where a team building exercise. Wednesday we kind of hanged out at camp and we learned how to make these little things, stuff like that, and we learned more knots. And then Thursday we had we were supposed to go canoeing, but it rained, so we didn't go canoeing. But then I shot my first shotgun. We shot 22s, and then we had a team building exercise that lasted for like 20 minutes. Lasted like 2 hours. Basically, we had crate stacking. So you have little crates with the holes in it and everything. So basically, you have one person that's climbing up. And then the next person, the person that's helping the person climbing up, is handing them crates. Basically, you start off with 2 crates, and you step on them. And you're supposed to build all the way up to the ceiling. And when the ceiling does like a little thing, you had a bandana. You have to tie it up there to the rope. That's basically what we did Thursday. And then Thursday evening, we had, instead of going to the tabernacle to have evening service, we went to the a campfire pit, which is all the RAs. They all had a fire pit, and the worship team was there. And then Mr. Massey, the guy who spoke to us that morning, he was preaching there that night. And then we went back to camp. The wilderness campers got to stay up extra late that night because all the camp staff, all the RA camp staff, came to the wilderness camp, and we had sat around a big fire. We had cobbler, and it was lots of fun. And then we woke up. I didn't go to bed until about 12:30 that night, and I had to wake up at 6, and I got up at 6 the next morning, and we sat down at camp, and we came back here. So it was a really great week. I learned a lot of good things that week at camp. So basically, that's all I want to talk about for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And remember, guys, the first person that gets a comment gets pinned, as long as it's appropriate. They'll get pinned, heart, and a reply if I can reply. So it's kind of like a race, but if you're not the first person, make sure you comment down below. Just say, hey, great video. Hey, good job. I like your video. Maybe you want to comment down with what video you want to see. Maybe you want to see another fort video. Basically, that's it. Remember, guys, to stay wise, and remember to keep on fighting. And I want to share with you guys a verse. I'm going to paraphrase this verse, but it's found in Matthew 20:28, so you guys can go look it up after I get done. But it's talking about Jesus and why Jesus came. So Jesus said he came into earth not to be served, but to serve. Which means that God didn't send his son Jesus to come on earth just to lay around and just be lazy and wait for someone to go, oh, here's your food, sir. No, Jesus came to earth to serve humans. He came to earth to die for our sins, to forgive us of our sins. He came to earth from heaven to earth to serve and bring others to Christ and to set an example that we should follow. So that's the main theme verse for the Christian Talk. Make sure you subscribe to the Christian Talk. If you have not yet subscribed to Christian Talk, make sure you click right there. If you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure you click right here. And to watch the previous video, click right here. Have a blessed day, guys. Hope to see you guys soon.